Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to give you something new, something that I've been thinking about doing, but it's not until recently. So let me explain. Let me explain this. I recently got in this huge conversation with a group of guys that I always talk about some of the most nerdy things with. I talk to those guys on Twitter and Facebook, everywhere, Instagram. I talk to those guys all over the place. They're actually like 7 of our subscribers, and I decided, because they asked me to, I decided that I was going to do this video because we all agree on one thing, and that a lot of people that they know don't agree on it. Some people don't agree with me either on this, is that I think that Superman would actually be better served as in dating Wonder Woman. I think that Superman and Wonder Woman work so much more better than Superman and Lois Lane. I think that Superman and Lois Lane is very played out. And some people will defend that Superman and Lois Lane relationship. Some people will defend it verbatim, and I understand why some people will defend it verbatim. People don't want change. And to people, it feels off-putting having these two characters. See, people who are like classics makes it think it feels off-putting to have those two classic heroes dating, almost like it's like unconceivable to some people. But in my opinion, it makes so much more sense. Now, besides the simple fact that even when I was a kid, you can't kid yourself here. Even when you were a kid, you probably saw Wonder Woman can lift up a plane. Maybe Wonder Woman can hold up heavy things. He can hold up heavy things. Wonder Woman can fly. He can fly. They're both skilled. They both have almost generally the basic, the same power set, except she's a warrior and he's not, and he's and she's some kind of magical ancient deity or whatever, and he's an alien. But the thing is, I always thought that was the logical thing to happen. And I love how they hint at it. They hint at it in the new cartoon show. They hint at it in a few of the animated movies, that if Wonder Woman came to Earth and one of the first people she saw was Superman, she would probably take more of an interest in Superman. because he'd be the strongest, most powerful man who has good sensibility, who's a good man she has ever seen. And in her culture, that would probably be kind of it'd probably bring her towards him. And I love when they hint at it, because I'm like, that's how obvious it would be. It'd be just like the moment they met each other. Instant romance, instant sparks would be flying. I think it would be like that. But another thing is, I don't think Lois Lane quite understands Superman as much as people think she does. Like, people love that whole textbook God loving a man, or the other way around. That's why Wonder Woman has Steve Trevor and Superman has Lois Lane. But I think it's been played out. I think it's kind of boring because they gotta save their other sexes, other counterpart. They have to save their damsel in distress or her damsel in distress all the time. And that whole, she's a human, so she loves me, so she's so vulnerable, so that means I gotta protect her so much more. I'm like, dude, that is so played out. But what hasn't been played up, what hasn't been explored enough, is the idea of these two beings being so powerful, and they're the only beings they're in each other's eyes. Maybe in the wider scheme of things, they're more powerful beings, but to each other, they're such equals. They're so on the same footing. Superman had never met a woman like her, and she had never met a man like him. And they're the only two people who can understand where each other's coming from. Plus, let's get the obvious out the way. I mean, I joke about this all the time, but I guess it has to be real. Like, Superman would have to hold back during any sexual making out encounter with Lois. Basically anytime he has sex with Lois, like this. To the reader, it'd be, yeah. But to him, it's like, because if you put any effort, he kills her. She's dead. If he thrusts too hard, Lois goes flying to the moon. But not Wonder Woman. With Wonder Woman, I quote, there was a comic book when they had sex. They had sex for 2 days. Or I don't think, maybe it wasn't 2 days, but all I know is they had sex so hard that it caused an earthquake. That's what happened. I was like, yeah, man. That must have been great for Superman. Could you imagine going from that back to Lois? Could you imagine having sex with a girl so hard that it caused an earthquake? Then going back to this, to her. It's like, oh, I like you, but, you know, definitely not the best. Definitely not the best I've ever had. But like I said, like it's so much interesting because I was recently I bought the comics. Well, I didn't buy the comics, not physically. I downloaded it on my tablet, but I bought some of the comics of the Wonder Woman and Superman comics, and I really enjoyed those comics. Just enjoying like them exploring like deeper themes with each other, like the fact that Wonder Woman's like teaching Superman like you've never known how to fight before. Let me teach you how to fight, and Superman's teaching her how to live amongst people, teaching her how to get along amongst people, how to integrate back into society in a productive way. And she's teaching him how to be a warrior because she's like, you've never had to train or anything, and she's teaching him how to train, and they're flirting, and it's awesome, and they're trying to hide it from the rest of the Justice League, and it's so funny seeing them go on these dates, and he's trying to hide it from Lois, she's trying to hide it from Steve Trevor. It's such more interesting, it's so fresh, it's so new, it's so more interesting to me right now, and I'd rather see this play out a little bit. Now maybe this will play out, but as far as I'm concerned, that the here and now, I want to see this play out a little bit more. I want to see it maybe a little bit. I want to see it on the big screen. Probably won't because they're gonna ship Batman and her because some fans, Batman has to have some fans ship it. I don't know why. I mean, I like it kinda, but at the same time, I'm like, Batman's had so many girlfriends. I don't even know why you'd want to date that guy. He's probably got something. But there's no way in hell he doesn't have anything. But yeah, that is all I had to say on that topic. I might make another video later talking about another comic book topic. I'm probably going to start labeling these things because I got a bunch of comic book stuff that I'm probably just call it comic book stuff. I'm literally going to have it hashtag comic book stuff. Why Wonder Woman should be with Superman. Yep. Why Wonder Woman should be with comic book stuff. Why Wonder Woman should be with Superman. Because this is phase one of my plan to release one thing talking about video games, one thing talking about comics, and one thing talking about movies. Every week. It might be from me or Seth or Mark. I'm gonna try to get this set up that me, Seth, and Mark will release something, maybe like every weekly, all the time about something comic book, something movies or something or whatnot. And that's what I feel about the comics. It's been kind of a big controversial thing in the comics, so I wanted to bring that up and bring my stance up on it. I love Wonder Woman and Superman. I think it works a hell of a lot better. So thank you for joining me in the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like and subscribe. Do you enjoy Wonder Woman and Superman together? Do you not want that? Do you just want to stick to the Lois Lane? Or do you want Wonder Woman with someone else? Do you want Superman with someone else? Is it okay for our comic book characters to actually date other people and not be, secluded to, anime characters? Like I said, that's one of the problems with anime is that people, unless it's one of those weirdo animes where a bunch of people are banging all the time, or one of those high school weirdo animes, when it's a good anime, when it's a legit good action anime, shonen, they don't date a bunch. They date one person and they never date anyone else the entire life, or they don't date anyone until they get married, which is so fucking weird. But that's what happens in those animes, and I hope that it doesn't happen in our comics, because I love the fact, that's really a DC thing too, and when I think about it, like, it's really a DC included thing. Outside of Batman and maybe Oliver Queen, not many DC characters date outside of that one person that they're with. Sure, like in alternate universes they're dating other people, and maybe way down the line they're dating other people, but they usually end up with someone else. It's really you don't really see that much in Marvel. Like, Peggy Carter died, Gwen Stacy died, Jean Grey died on Wolverine. You really don't see the Pepper broke up with Tony and left Tony for fucking Hogan. So yeah, you really don't see that much, of Marvel character being with one singular person and never like dating outside of that singular person. So yeah, like you think Peter Parker, maybe Jane, but no, they've been on and off they've always been on and off. They're recently married now, but he had other girls before he ever got her. It wasn't like that one chick for his entire fucking life. For 77 years, he's been banging, Superman's been banging the same chick. I think he deserves an Amazon. Thank you. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.